We are back with another game of Age Mythology, the Titans. Joined here with ChronoJJ spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Oranos from the King clan. His name is Sensway. And the right side of the map in the red color, playing as Loki, is SpenserAoM. It's currently 1-1 in this best of 5 series between these two players. Round of 64 for the Bill Gregg Open $1,000 tournament. Spencer taking that last game with some nice Zeus play, deciding to come back to Loki on this really special map, Fields of Punishment. Would you like to take us through it, Chrono JJ? What makes this so special?
Well, what makes it special is we can see here in the middle we got this berry bush attacking the Ulsark, which actually the berry bushes, and also we have one attacking the the Oracle right next to it. That's one special thing about this map. The berry bushes only have like 25 hit points though, so it, really the only thing they do well against, I guess, is oracles, which can't fight back, and now they're murdering this goat. But otherwise, this map has quite a bit of hunt, but it's also wide open. There are no trees that spawn in the middle, other than like a few stragglers. It's killing the goat. But yeah, there's a lot of boar, a lot of elk on this map, and a few, as we can see, berry bushes that are. It does kill a goat.
Yeah, that's good.
Otherwise, it's pretty open map. You got those two lava pools in there, and then a lot of hunt.
Yeah,
Berry bushes coming all the way in.
it's definitely like right into the town center. He's probably going to kill off that goat as well. Oh no, does manage to pick it off. Let's just survive.
Oh no, that's too bad. It's the little things in life that make this game awesome. PK Berry Bush. Oh man.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
so
I'm interested. So this map is it was actually designed in 2017. It's been out since then, and this is one of the 7 special maps that we will see in these tournament games that we're all back from in 2017. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool to see some of the top players playing on some of these new maps and see kind of how they play.
yeah, we see Sensway drag the walking berry bushes into the base of Spencer, sacrificing his oracles. But these berry bushes can just get sniped by the town center. They just flat out just die in like 3 shots from the town center, and they're actually just sitting idle now, feeling like they've done their damage, they've done their dues.
They have declared peace and not war now. The one thing to note though is that with those berry bushes, they have killed all of Sensei's oracles, and he didn't actually get to scout a whole lot of the map. Though I think he did find the hunt. Let's see, let's switch over to Sensei's. Yeah, he does know about the hunt in the middle, so he'll be all right. And he's actually going to the boar up here.
Yeah, he knows about the hunt in the middle. He's found his hunt on the side with the goat scout, so maybe he'll move over to that at some point. But it's kind of it is looking like potentially going to see another 5 minute advance time from Sensei, unless he wants to. Yeah, another 5 minute advance time it is. It's been a little bit unlucky with these maps. It looks like.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of surprised that Spencer would switch back to Loki after winning with Zeus. I think you'd kind of stick with your hot hand. You know, you lose your first game as Loki, then you win as Zeus. I don't know. I'd stay as another Zeus if I were him, but
Yeah, I mean, he might have come into these games knowing the maps and being like, I've got my strategy sorted for these maps. I've checked them out. I'm gonna do this specific thing, the specific build order. Sort of what we were hoping for in giving everyone their maps leading up to their games early, so they can check them out and not have to play so reactively, I guess, and more proactively knowing what's going on. So see if Spencer can learn from that first game on Ghost Lake, because this is a similar map to Ghost Lake, really, and see if he can inflict the pain onto Sensei's
yeah,
Oranos
we'll
here.
see. I don't know. The Zeus though, you get so that's so open for centaur raids on this map though.
Well, it's not only Centaur raids, it's also Athena. Like check out the gold mine positioning for Sensway. It's like you just do a restoration attack on this with 2 Minotaur, a Jason, an Odysseus, and a couple of Hoplite. And what does Oranos do to defend against that? It's like it could have been over.
Always. Spencer gonna find that forward hunt? I don't think he will.
Yeah, he's running.
Since we will wait to get Valor used on his next Millo and that comes out.
Yeah, here he comes. Valor comes down very, very soon. 5:30 or 5:35 into the game. Valor gets cast. And then Ursa has to get out of there.
It's a ton of hunt. I mean, there's... But, so, he's only got... Spencer does have that nice back hunt behind his base. So you might actually be able to get a little more Hersier this game out like sooner as compared to the Ghost Lake game.
Well, yeah, in the Ghost Lake game he was pushed off hunt pretty early and he hasn't been touched just yet. So he's actually managed to get out, oh, is this already 6 Herser? Or even more maybe if I'm missing one. 7 Herser. 8 Herser are out already, so...
For some reason, Sensway has his whole army defending this one Hersier raid too.
Oh, he sees it's Bow of Artemis and he wants to grab that one.
Oh man, he's running right next to those forward hunt as Spencer, and he's missing them. He could, if not, probably not kill them, but at least make them idle for a while.
Oh, I mean, he could just sit on the sitting on the manor and getting favor would be very, very good. I think we got Hall of Fames out as well, so now these Ursa can do quite a bit of damage. He's actually searching. He's actually going to find that back hunt. He's right onto it, and the villagers are moving, but Spencer not reacting fast enough here to cut those guys off, and the villagers get away without being touched. Super unfortunate. Oh, but he's moving back in. He's trying to get in there.
Army's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the army's there.
It's unlucky for Spencer, but he does get the economic damage for the idle time there, just a little bit. Bit of ghost buildings coming in here. He might actually be able to pick off a Hersa here. Oh, he manages to...
Oh, yeah,
he manages
keep running.
The idle... You can use shift click, man. Use shift click to run away if you need to. But these guys should get out of here at this point.
Scaring me.
More Hersa getting pumped. I think this is looking very good for Spencer at this point. Not taking any economic damage just yet. The Hersa are going to be spamming very, very well. So hopefully he can use this and get to the heroic age at a valid time.
Why is he on his berry base though?
Yeah, he's got this back hunt here, which I don't know if he's spotted. Oh, he has spotted it.
He has to know they're there.
That's super odd.
There's no way he doesn't.
Like he doesn't even have to take all. He doesn't even have to take all of his villages. Just like 5 or 6 of them. If he's worried about them just expiring too quickly or something like that.
And with the pressure he's putting on, he could have gone to that hunt in the middle, though. That's pretty dangerous. Oh, right on the wood.
Oh, yep, getting in. He's actually... Oh, he's there. There's no reaction from Sensui. Villager is... Yep, that's one dead villager.
Yeah.
Very nice raid there for Spencer. Sensui coming in, looking... He's finding the town center. He's going to be greeted with some arrow shots there as he's running straight by that. But here's the reason why he wasn't grabbing that hunt. He knew that Sensui knew about it, and he didn't want to risk being raided. Very smart play. Keep the villagers inside the town center range. He's also got a ridiculous amount of herdables as well, so he's going to have a lot of food income for a while here.
Deaf husbandry.
Some idle villagers for Sensui, yeah. Gonna be hitting that food. Oh, nice.
Helping out. What are you gonna kill?
Oh, he's so close. He's so close. One more hit. One more hit.
Oh, he gets it.
Yes, he gets it. Also gets the Valkyrie spawn as well. It's going to be even more raiding coming into Sensui's base. Unfortunately, not microing it very well, sitting underneath the town center fire with the Terma hero coming in. So maybe the Valkyrie will be scrated for a Murmillo there. That'll be okay.
That's what they're killing the back hunt again.
Oh yeah, he's killing the back hunt. He's also on top of the gold mine again. Spencer running out of that gold. pretty fast at 9:30 into the game, or 9:37. He's on the gold mine. The Hersa are here though, and they should be able to fight this off. Maybe grab the dwarf off that gold mine and fight these guys off would be the way to do it. The Termo being microed nicely to run away from the Hersa, but with an Einhyar spawn here, this is going to be nicely cleaned up. And he'll be okay, but at the coming in the top, we've got the multi-raids from Sensei. Nice multitasking, hitting the temple. Should be able to, oh, he's choosing not to pick that one off. He's going to move in onto the wood line now, or at least greet the rest of the units and try and continue the fight here. Sensei restarting Hersa. Bragi is 90% incoming, so this is a very different game here for Spencer than the first game. Able to get to that heroic age at a really nice time, but he's only at 60 population at this point. Doesn't really have much military buildings either, so it's a little bit difficult for him to get those units out.
He has like almost no Hersier right now too.
Exactly, yeah. But we are seeing Battle Ball coming out, maybe? Yeah, he's building trolls in Battle Ball. That's gonna give him the edge here. If you can get these Hersa just up and alive, you should be able to hold onto this gold mine for long enough. If you can get up that longhouse at the very least and start building up some more Hersa, be very important. The Battle Ball are coming out, but the Murmillo are onto it. I think since we sees how struggling Spencer is for military here, and he's just going to be going for the military buildings. One of the biggest weaknesses for Norse is that he needs to fight. He needs his infantry units to build, and he needs those to also fight. So if the fighting continues, you lose your military buildings, you lose your population, or your military production, and it gets very difficult for you.
And Spencer wants to go aggressive as quick as he can, and what's happened here is really slowed down his heroic push. Like, you don't want to be defensive. Like, he might end up having to use flaming weapons in defense, and you don't want him to do that.
No, definitely don't want to do that on, especially on a map like this. Yeah, at least he's building the Battle Ball, or he was building the Battle Ball. He's also spending time building that market for no real reason. He could have been sitting back at a barracks. He's got 1,000 gold, so he can just leave that gold mine for now and move on to something else, like the wood or something. Doesn't really need to be fighting for it at this point. He has time to play with, which is what you need with Loki, is just the time to get your units out.
I don't know about this. He's going to have to use flaming weapons to defend his gold.
This is what Sensei wants. He's getting everything he wants right now. Units are in here. The Murmillo are much more en masse right now. So now the villagers are fighting, but Murmillo do significantly better against villagers than the Terma do. So it starts being a good trade. But he does have the Hersa out now, and he's holding. Yeah, it is a slaughterhouse, but the Hersa aren't really getting picked off here, and he's getting them in a decent mass now with 9. So, and he's got Battle Bore out as well. So I feel like Spencer's managed to defend this one here, and he should be able to stabilize a little bit. But Thea has come through, and yep, when Thea comes through, Stymphalian birds come out. You need to start making those throwing axemen, and at that point, it's a little bit too late to utilize that semi-fast heroic that Spencer went for.
Yeah, that longhouse though. The longhouse was in a bad spot for Spencer. Like, he couldn't get a surround on the Terma.
Yeah.
And his Hersier kept like running around the. Oh, look at these Murmillo he's got kind of trapped there.
Oh yeah, he's actually got this. This is a bad army movement for Sensei. Spencer can just pull the dwarves off the line yet again and start attacking. And this is going to be really, really big for Spencer. He's going to clean this up nicely, it looks like.
I don't know why Sensei moved there.
Yeah, he just wants to cut the gold. He's not even killing the dwarves though. Like, if we're honest, like maybe like 1 or 2 dwarves max, but losing the army just allows Spencer to continue here. You just want to put the pressure on and get those Stymphalian birds out. Maybe he was trading population so he could get the Stymphalian birds out. Got the second town center up for Sensei now, so his economy is going to continue growing ahead of Spencer. Do have that one throwing axeman out as well.
He just has no economy though, Spencer does.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of villagers this game, and now the Stymphalian birds are out. There's only one throwing axeman, only one longhouse up, trying to build the second one, but he's just coming in
One throwing axe.
straight onto the ox cart as well. Pick off these ox carts, and that's just as much a gold starve as any other I've seen.
Yeah, one throwing axeman against 4 birds. Yeah, it's not gonna do it.
Yeah, and now the dwarves are all getting picked off yet again. The army's on the gold mine. Battle ball moving in. They're all going to get picked off instantly because these Stymphalian birds do 200% bonus against the battle balls. They throw like so many little darts as well, so it's like 3 times what you think their damage is. There's the flaming weapons coming down. 15 minutes and 9 seconds into the game. He's trying to do all the good stuff, but maybe this is too much.
He just needed to try. I mean, Sensei put some good pressure on as soon as Spencer reached heroic age, and Spencer just could never do what he wanted. And now he's losing flaming weapons just to defend a gold mine. He still can't even defend.
Yeah, it's the gold mine. The gold mine villages. All the dwarves are basically dead at this point. So Spencer's sitting at 10 gold in the bag. So he can't even reproduce his units here, and all his military are gone, and he's gonna tap out. GG, well played by Sensei there, taking this game, going up 2-1 for this best of 5 series.
Yeah, Spencer had a chance there.
Yeah, I would argue he played the first 10 minutes of this game at a very high level, like surprisingly high level. He got to the heroic age, but then he just crumbled. You didn't need a fight. You just needed to mass that army and then go for the gold mine. You just needed to get like 15 Herso, 20 Herso out and get a battle bore or 2 out, and then just make a beeline for that gold mine. Like, even if he just used some walls up on to protect his back gold mine, it would have been enough to just defend there. He didn't actually have to fight in hindsight. He could have walled up, thrown down a long house, like two long houses a little bit earlier, and he would have been okay to continue here, and if not win.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I mean, he puts just a couple walls down on that bottom path through the forest, and then the other one maybe up north to like towards his town center, and that help. He doesn't. Walls are so valuable, even as Loki, when you're kind of supposed to be aggressive. The walls are so good.
Well, yeah, you've kind of got an infantry unit that you start with that you don't really want to be using in your army because it just dies so easily in the Ulfsark. So you can leave that guy at home and build all your houses up and build your armory up, build your longhouse and temple up. And then you can start just building walls with it. And you'll have everything going by like, it'll be kind of idle by about the 10-minute mark or so. So you can just build walls up at that point and be okay. Or even before then, I guess.
Yeah, economically, Spencer wasn't really that far behind, but just couldn't get anything after that heroic case. Just not enough military units. And yes, the Red Van's SSS. This is a best of 5, so we will see at least one more game. And yes, these are the first of these tournament games that I've been able to stream. I've been pretty busy. Not this first, I had to work, and I was hoping to stream yesterday, but I got called in to work, so that didn't work out. But yeah, Boyd's done a few. I think he's got a few more that he'll be uploading onto his YouTube channel yet. Yeah, this is the first duo cast that we've gotten in for the tournament. We're hoping to have more of these duo casts coming up as we progress into the tournament, and hopefully I'm not quite as busy. But yeah, this is the first games I've gotten a cast.
Useless or already Jaime said, is it good to spam Terma on such a low wood map? I don't know a lot about Oranos, but I know that Terma are a good unit. And this is not technically a low wood map. It's like there's no wood in the middle of the map, but there is quite a bit of wood everywhere else. So I don't know if I'd classify this as a wood map. A low wood map.
You need to make Terma because Otherwise, what are you gonna make? I mean, you can't mass Murmillo, but you wouldn't have enough food for that. And what do you can't really make Hero Ballista because
You can
they're
kind
too
of
slow.
mass Murmillo. You put after you get your military barracks up, put 2 military barracks up. You take all but 1 villager off wood, and that's going to be enough wood to maintain mana production. And everything else goes on food, and you can actually support 2 military barracks of Murmillo, and it's actually a valid.
Stay on food though.
Yeah, if you can
You
stay
gotta
on food.
stay on your hunt.
Exactly. But given that you have Murmillo, that is a very strong counter to Hersa, right? So if you have enough, you should be able to just mass them, and then it's actually a decent strategy against mass Hersa. But if you just make throwing axemen against that, and you're fine there.
Yeah, that's staying on hunt against Loki though. That can be a bit of an if, but it can work if you can keep your hunt